You'll notice we have a brand new computer and how quickly it moves through. We did that after the team meeting last month when it kept locking up every 2 seconds. We bought it the next day.
It's gonna be good now, of course.
So this is a summary of some of the charts that we're gonna go through. You can tell the seller that, and it goes into each one individually. So number of sold, this is third quarter data. This is talking about units.
And this is all the counties combined, yeah.
Again, that top right corner is great to point out to sellers. Little tidbits about each slide.
When you say all counties combined, you're referring to,
All counties that ChartMaster does, which we've got, is it on the front page?
It's in
It's in there
the
though.
quarterly charts, so.
Yeah, Colin did Dallas.
Grace and
it's just like in our area.
Yes.
It's a pretty wide area. It's a pretty big area. So, but it does say it in those reports. It'll tell you when you go back to look at them exactly which counties.
And some of the charts that he recommends using are interactive charts. So if you're in Denton County, you can toggle to, if you have a computer, toggle to Denton County and pull just Denton County stats.
We'll show those in a second. Yeah.
So this is going over units. This is a change in number of sold. How things have changed over the last, since the last quarter.
10% lower versus third quarter 2020.
Oh, a year over year, sorry, year over year data change.
Yeah.
10% from this time last year. Okay. I think these would be good talking points with a seller.
Yeah.
So why we might be down, contributions to the problem.
Well, because we've talked about so much in the other classes we've talked to, just that it's so about the pricing, and this talks about the overpricing right here. Non-professional advice from friends and relatives, unrealistic comparison to other home sales, too many data sources. Sometimes it's inaccurate, unanalyzed, conflicting. And what's the goal? What's your goal? What are you trying to accomplish here? Sell at the highest price and sell in the shortest time. So yeah, great talking points there.
Yeah. Through the consult documents, there are pre-qualifying. Good point in the presentation to reiterate your goals.
So you would sit down just to help people that are starting to do this for the first time, and you would go through that first, and then you would start this
Yes, I would do the pre-qualifying questions over the phone.
before you even
Before you
go.
even go. It gives you time to prepare for what their biggest objection might be.
Got it.
So then we jump into price reductions in the third quarter. Obviously, they're up from this time last year.
Yeah, look at that. 39.7% to the 9.2. So the plus 9.2 percentage points higher than third quarter 2022.
And how does that affect the original sales price to list price ratios? So last year, or with a price reduction, that's in gray, or sorry, with no price reduction is in red and gray is with a price reduction. So you can see overall, if you did not do a price reduction, you could expect 100% of your list price. With a price reduction, 93%. And then this is obviously broken out by price range. So Jill, as you mentioned at the beginning, you might ask the seller, what price range did you have in mind where you think your house might fall? I would ask them that question before you get to the charts so that they are pointing to a price range, not you dictating, hey, I think you're here. Get them to tell you. And I would just go through that. So, like if they're if they say, I think my house is worth $750, then you would go to the $7 to $799 bar chart every single time.
When you want them to take ownership of that price. So if it doesn't work at any time, they're not coming back at you saying, you told me, yeah, but they've taken ownership of it.
This is how, it's like, this is why we need to not overprice it.
Yeah. Next one is how the days on market are affected when you do a price reduction. Would you rather spend 12 days on the market or 64? Say that with a smile.
You can get away with that better than most people, I think.
So, and would you agree, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, that spending more time in the market also costs you more money?
That's a button on the remote control. I don't either. Want me to move this thing? If you will turn off soon, do that.
Volume, but
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So, I mean,
It's a new one.
anyone?
okay, well, we can scroll up.
Yep. We'll see what happens there. That go away though.
Then we get to the real story. This was where you could probably talk to the seller about the red and the green box. We talk about this every month in ChartMasters. You want to be in the green box, you don't want to be in the red box. Red box is when the house has been previously listed and done a price reduction. Green,
Look that.
okay. Green box is not previously listed and no price reductions. Obviously, huge days on market difference.
I know, look at that's crazy.
11 to 146. And also 100% of list price compared to 90% of list price, 10% change in what they could receive. Something else on this one is Jeremy mentioned last month, when you are pulling comparable properties, make sure that your comps are comparing to the green box houses, not the red box houses. So
Yeah.
when you're pulling comps that are active and pending, you want them that are 11 days on market or less, or as close to that as possible, not 146.
Have you seen it say that before? We did like the volume on that to see. I'll have to get rid of it. Okay.
How many days does it have to be idle?
I know.
It's something disconnected to where it now thinks that it's the computers.
Got it. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Okay, so when you're pulling comparables for your presentation and you're telling your seller you want to be in the green box, it doesn't make sense to show them a comp that's been on the market for 150 days and adjusting for that comparable. We want to adjust to comps that have been on
11 days.
yes, close to 11 days as possible or less. Okay, here's an interactive chart.
So
So
these are fantastic. So you can make those changes and pick what you want, what price range and what county you want to select, and then it will adjust to that. So you can use that one.
and how to customize instructions are right here. You're gonna go download the PowerPoint version of this chart, double click anywhere inside, whoops, the yellow box. And then you could toggle down if you want, what county you want. And what price range. So again, if you have a seller between that 700 and 800, you can select that price range and the county that they're in, and it's gonna give you updated numbers specifically for this chart and that location and price range.
He's the best chart. Jeremy does such a good job pulling all this together.
My favorite one.
Yeah.
They're all your favorite.
That's true.
Really excited over all this data.
Okay, potential.
Oh, yeah, this just talks about all the, it's the percentage of sales price over versus original list price. And it talks about we talked about the first 11 day. Yeah, it was 11 days.
Mhm.
Yeah. And look, you see there, they're getting 100% of sales price. And then after that, look what starts happening, the longer that they're on the market.
That's good.
The blue is the number of price reductions, the gray is numbers sold. And the red is sales versus original list price percentage. So you want to it's why the pricing is so important, is you want to get it sold and show them if we price it right, those first 11 days, look, they're getting 100% versus having to come in and do those price reductions.
So what I thought was interesting is this statistic right here, the third check Mark, only 14.7% of homes needed a price reduction in the first 30 days versus 67.6 requiring a price reduction after 30 days. So this chart is only covering the first 30 days on the market. So another 68% of homes did a price reduction after being on the market for 30 days. And I think that's important to tell us.
What does that tell you?
TV's just went off. That tells me that, well, I would talk to a seller about how this chart's very valuable. Whenever you want to get as close to 100% of your list price as possible, we need to be under contract before 12 days on the market, according to this. And if we're not, we need to probably do a price reduction before we get to 12 days on the market to try to keep up as much with our competition.
So does that fall to pricing it really correctly now so that you can get it done in that first 30 days? Because after the fact, it's going to be a big hit.
Yep, that's right. And I think we just went over the price reduction, how it would affect your, not only your days on market, but your percent of original list price received. And by price. I'll go back.
Follow up to this. If I'm totally wrong on this, is this going to require, they feel really good about the agent and the number they came up with. They really trust that your initial number for their list price.
Well, we're not coming up with it. They are.
Well, I understand.
Yeah.
And you got all this stuff, but they really are trusting you. Because all these numbers you're providing, from my understanding, it's a third source to everything. But you're really saying, let's price it right now, because it's really going to be a hit later. But they've got to feel pretty good about you, I would think. You'd be a real trust there.
And if they still choose to go with a higher number that you might not feel comfortable with as an agent, I think this is a great conversation, have a chart conversation with facts about what might happen if that is too high.
Yeah, so later, when that happens, you can whip it out and say, I told you so,
Yeah.
in a nicer way.
Yeah.
I love that.
They love those calls.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, we're on number 21. There you go.
So to your point, Bob, how many of those homes that probably weren't priced the right the first time actually canceled, expired, withdrawn, et cetera? Well, they're failed listings. They did not sell.
Mhm.
And the number of those has gone up compared to this time last year.
What was that?
Why is that? Well, I think there's a lot of factors. Interest rates, Not pricing.
No.
not pricing correctly the first time. There's a lot of different factors at play. Fire pool maybe being.
A lot of loser agents out there. Yeah.
What did you say?
Loser agents.
You're feeling feisty back there.
Sellers don't really know it.
Maybe not motivated, not realistic.
See what we can get versus.
They didn't have agents having these conversations with them.
Okay,
And he's putting it all together slides. These are her favorites,
yes, so
leading you down to that green box.
I think this is great. Out of every 100 listings that did sell, or out of every 100 total listings, 25 failed due to likely overpricing. 75 of them sold. And of the ones that sold, 30 of the 75 did a price reduction. So if you add 25 failed plus the 30 that did a price reduction, that means 55 out of every 100 listings were overpriced.
Crazy. Yeah, and 45 had no price reduction, so 60% had no price reduction, so they were correctly priced.
And what this does too, it really takes them out of the emotion of pricing it. I mean, because once they see stuff like this, I mean, they could be, oh, I want $1 million for my home. But once they see this, that it kind of debunks.
Well, I say that every time I talk about ChartMasters, like in a recruiting appointment or anywhere. I mean, it does, you have these conversations. There is no emotion after that. I mean, you're giving them hard facts, you're giving them data to support everything you're saying. So it's not, I think your house is worth this. No, this is what we're looking at. This is what's happening right now in real time. So yeah, very much so.
Oh, can I ask, is this one of the customized?
Yes.
This is customizable. You could look at failed listings for a specific price range and the county.
So is this true numbers for Collin County?
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
I mean, because it says county selection column.
I don't think so because he would have selected a price range up here. I don't think
I
it
think
worked
he would
with
have
one or
shown,
the
yeah.
other.
It is common.
Yeah, that's all. On that chart there, but I mean, that's where you can go into a PowerPoint and show, you know, just narrow it down to what they have and where they are.
It might be customized already because there are different numbers in the previous slide. This says 49 price reductions and 51. Oops, I keep going the wrong way. Whereas the other one says 55 out of 45.
Yeah,
So maybe it is.
all combined in Colin.
All price ranges in all. Okay, how many homes sold over their list price, at or over their list price? Fewer
Yeah.
this year than last year.
Yeah, it's gone down.
However, 35% of homes, all homes in all areas did sell above their list price. It's a tale of two markets. Dualities. This one's also.
Another interactive, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, this is the area, the price range comparison, so it's showing Collin County price range 500 to 599. Last year versus this year and what the change looks like. And then also all combined price range 500 to 599 last year to this year and the change. So you can kind of show them what's going on. And the comparison there.
So all combined is like every county in Texas or?
No, every county in our area.
That we've selected for these reports. Yeah. So it's showing you right now, obviously, and I like that he gives you the little color coding down there to make it easy for them. Right now, most are worse.
I have a question real quick. How do you get it into PowerPoint?
So when you are in the chart or in the portal
Okay,
and you go to quick links and then you go to, Market Center forms and documents. And then you're looking at the ChartMasters, you would go to the quarterly reports.
okay,
And then there's 3 different quarterly reports. I believe 2 are PowerPoint version,
okay.
combined areas, and then I forget what the other one's called. We can go back, actually, I can go back and look at it right here. So here's ChartMaster's report going to Q3. And see how it's a PPT version? This is condo townhome.
We don't want that.
You want, there's a detached area comparison report, and I think the one with the interactive chart is the detached selected counties. I believe this is it. So you would download this PowerPoint. And this is where you would go change them.
Do you have Office or PowerPoint in mind?
I just use Google.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
the Google Slides.
you're able to do it from there?
I just downloaded it. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
It'll work.
Lee has, yeah, my assistant has a Mac and
I
I need to ask her about that as far as.
I didn't go by the.
There's the,
Okay,
Yeah, I downloaded it, but it downloaded it as an Excel document. So,
Well, if you go to your, we can talk about this after class,
Yeah.
but if you go to your downloads folder, you can tell it what to open it with,
okay,
and that might help. But in this, we're in the detached selected counties quarterly report. Slide 27 starts the interactive charts.
Okay.
and you can see there the counties, Brooke,
Oh, yeah.
Dallas, Collin, Denton, Grayson, Fannin, Lamar, Rockwell, Hunt, Kaufman, and Tarrant. Are the ones we've selected.
Yeah, so when you're telling a seller, this is all counties combined, and they say, what does that include? You could read this to them or memorize it and let them know. Okay, so we already looked at some of these charts, but, we haven't gotten to that one yet.
No.
But this is where you would double click. Well, maybe. What's going on? Over here, enable editing.
There you go. If we wanted to do,
Go, double click. And then it opens to where you could do that 700 to 800. And let's look at Denton County as an example. And it changes, you click anywhere outside and then it updates it.
super simple.
So that's how it works on all of the interactive charts.
The next slide, we talked about a lot, the case for getting it right the first time. This is that slide that if you were talking to a seller and they're to say, you know, they want to price it at 550,000, but everything you've been showing them says really it should be priced at 500 or whatever it is. So you can do a side-by-side comparison to show them if they listed the price they want versus the price you're out telling them they should list. And you're gonna bring in all the carrying costs of what it's gonna cost them each month to have that house, to keep it, what their taxes are, what their mortgage payment is, everything else they've got going on that are their carrying costs, to show them what it looks like side by side. I think that's a really powerful slide, because sometimes they have a hard time seeing that, and you're just gonna sit there and ask them in that seller, in that listing presentation of, you know, what are your utilities every month, roughly? What are your insurance taxes and maintenance costing you? What's your mortgage? If you have a pool, what's your pool service cost? We're gonna add all of that up and we're gonna show you to see what your price versus my price and what that looks like, what's gonna net you the most money.
Yes. Everything in yellow is customizable, so you're gonna wanna update every yellow box. Then it does all the other math for you. And that one is also in the same quarterly report, it's right here.
I had an agent tell me yesterday, she just got her license and she said, I nearly didn't get my license because I was so worried about all the math I thought I was gonna have to do. This just goes to show you, you don't have to do any of the math.
Well, you can, it's really small, but
Yeah.
Collin County, and then you can go through here and say.
Make all those
Yeah,
changes,
I
yeah.
don't have a keyboard, but. And then once you're done editing it, you just click away from it and it'll update it.
So if you're doing your listing presentation on your laptop, you just do that right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Staging, your favorite.
Staging. Brooke said they're all my favorite.
I know.
Okay. These are some great statistics to have in any listing presentation. You could just copy and paste this page into your presentation. Jill, you mentioned that quote is one of your favorites. The investment in staging.
Oh, yeah, it's always less than your first price reduction. Because you were saying, what do your clients spend?
It could be anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 on
Yeah.
staging. It just depends on the gamut.
Yeah. No, I do. Yeah, staged houses sell faster. But no, that's a great quote to bring out and show them. The investment staging is always less than your first price reduction. Yeah.
I bet you could put hard numbers on that too.
Give them an example.
Well, I mean, find out how much the price reductions are for the ones that didn't sell, how much they had to do in this price range in this area.
Well, you know, and you could do, like, if you were going to the house, you know, it was gonna be about a $750,000 house, you know, what does it typically cost me to stage a $750 house, this price, you know, this size?
Price
And
reduction listed for
all the price- yeah.
dollars. Stages.
Good job. You've done that a time or two.
Can you say that again? Any price reduction less than what?
Oh, 3% isn't gonna make an effect on the buyer pool, or the buyers who've seen it before, or any new potential buyer who hasn't seen it yet. Usually I say 3 to 5%. But you know, the higher you go in price, generally 3%. So then you quickly do the math in your head and you say, you know, isn't that gonna be less than whatever, I don't know, can't do it if I can do it, you know,
Right. Well, a $500,000 house, 3% of that is
$50,000.
$50,000, and we
Right.
spent $6,000 on staging.
Yeah, doesn't it make sense to go ahead and
Go ahead and get it.
pay that
staged.
now,
Yeah.
until a week later, and net less in the end?
Right.
Gallon house, gallon listing, you only charge them 25, I should charge them $5,000. But the first price reduction would have been 10,000,
Yeah. Absolutely.
so.
No, it's such a good investment in a sale.
This also goes over top areas to stage, gives you some more statistics, 83 average days on market before stage. And then 7 days on the market after staging. Time is money.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this slide too.
Yeah.
It talks about where agents are recommending sellers spend their money. Cleaning and decluttering, and then what their return on investment is for them.
I know the clean and decluttering one was shocking to me. Spend $100 to clean and declutter, and you could increase the price by $1,500 to $2,000. And to show them when they talk about, well, it's okay, isn't it, that you can't see in the closets and it's a big mess, but know, if you would do it, look, this is what the return could look like. That's important.
A price war and a beauty contest. So I think this is great to show a seller that if you're priced out of the market, you've lost the war, you didn't place, the listing was withdrawn or expired. Slow
waste-
market.
Yeah, the wasteland is slow, losing the battle, always the runner-up, price reductions are required to sell. And then if they're in the market, in the green, ready for battle, dressed to kill, priced for the market and staged to sell. Where you wanna be.
I used to say that middle range there, I said this inner range, love the people here because they keep on selling their houses. Like,
They keep helping their competition sell.
so everybody in the green love them, you know,
Oh,
Yeah,
but don't be the people, you know.
don't be there, I was about to say, yeah.
great. So can you guys see how this seller toolkit might be helpful?
And this can be found in the,
Yeah, we can show you again, it's in ChartMasters.
So from the dash, oh,
No.
oh, no. Oh, yay, okay. In the dashboard, you're gonna go under quick links and market center forms and documents. ChartMasters are all here. Scroll down to the ChartMaster toolkit. This is new this month.
Yeah.
Yes, so what we just went over is the first, this seller presentation is the
Yeah,
first
third
one.
quarter.
And then the grab and go packet that you have is the second one.
Great.
And the seller consulting one is the third. Yeah. I think at the very least, it gives you an idea of what charts you might want to take on your presentation instead of all of them or none of them.
Well, and it gives you, I mean, I think it's great, it's got all those questions too. I mean, you're pre-listing for you to call and have a conversation first, it just kind of puts everything there in one place. Also,
we did it all every quarter.
Every quarter, the toolkit is updated, only this top, whoops. Geez, only this top one. So it's right now it says third quarter of 2023. In January, hopefully by the middle of January, we'll have the fourth quarter of 2023. Yes.
Yeah, those are the green things, right?
yeah, these are just the two that you can use to help you, yeah. Any
Also,
questions? Yeah,
last month, whenever Jeremy was here, he basically took this and gave an entire presentation to the class. And I have pages
it's on
of notes.
YouTube, isn't it? We've uploaded
so.
it, yeah, I believe we uploaded it on YouTube if you want to find it.
And Mary Lee, who's probably listening, she was his seller and they just role played the whole time. And he went through page by page by page and you got to hear exactly what he said, as if he was on a listing presentation. It was great.
It was great. Super. Hi, guys.
So recorded.
It is recorded, yes. On YouTube, you said, right?
Yeah, we upload everything on YouTube. Any questions on that?
The November numbers just came out yesterday, so we can go through the monthly report and check out what's happening. Back to it. Oh, gosh. Well.
Oh, it didn't show yet,
Not yet.
not yet.
The one thing
It will be out.
Be probably later today, November here. We do have them.
So,
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
yeah.
All right, bye, Mary Lee.
Bye. See you guys tonight.
Yeah,
That's right. We'll
Yep.
see you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Huh?
I haven't tabbed my little